Mono, Requiem from Hell. Mono are a Japanese post-rock band that have found favor with yours truly in the past because of one of their albums, which was Hymn to the Immortal Wind, a fantastic and beautiful symphonic and post-rock album that pretty much played on the characteristics of post-rock, having great crescendos, the guitar tremolos, kind of rumbling, building and building and building until they reach some sort of explosive climax, and occasionally just getting a bit more subdued at times, a bit more quiet, a bit more soothing. But you could actually tell there was a story going on there because it was structured like one. It sounded like the soundtrack to some sort of movie. But this new album, it was so formulaic and run-of-the-mill post-rock that it almost sent me to sleep. Every crescendo that comes round the corner is predictable. You see each moment coming before it actually does end up coming. Having post-rock as bland as this is a shame because I'm pretty sure post-rock came about because of how rock was beginning to sort of lose its mainstream popularity and people were trying to experiment more. So to see an experimental sort of style of rock start to lose its flair, at least for this band, is a big shame. The characteristics of post-rock on this album have been hammered in time and time again to the point where they no longer have the emotional impact that they did a decade or even 2 decades ago. The concept of this album is based on Dante's Inferno. Classic. But I don't feel like the story is done justice at all because I'm not sure what angle they were trying to tackle the story of Dante's Inferno from, but I don't feel any sort of adventure or hellishness. Instead, I hear this crescendo and diminuendo pattern sort of repeating, and it becomes just tiresome. It's so lacking in impact that there might as well not have been a concept behind this record at all. I'm going to give this album a 4 out of 10. Usually when an album is bland, I'm kind of indifferent towards it, but this was just so bland that I was just absolutely gobsmacked.